Was I? So well, according to my sources, someone needs to learn how to spell.
Hmm. Whoever told you that was a dick.
It's true. That is true. But it's fixed now. So, and you'll get to see it be fixed live. So, what's up, ladies and gents? Welcome back. Two guys and a trailer, not trailer. As you can see right down here, that's our Instagram handle. Go over there. If you're not already following, give us a follow. We got a couple of fucking gems for you tonight, guys. Couple of gems. I'm using gems loosely in this one. We got a gem, and what you see behind us right here, nice hot dumpster fire. So, Steven, why don't you give us some backstory on these two flicks we're talking about? We should have called it Two Flicks and a Dick.
Can we change it?
No, it's too late.
Damn. Okay. So, which movie would we like to talk about first?
You know
I
what?
say Polaroid because it's not going to take that long.
Yeah, let's go ahead and knock that one out right quick.
Okay. So, Polaroid is technically classified as a film. We'll get into that.
Mm-hmm.
Came out in 2019, released by Netflix, stars people that you've never heard of, directed by some guy that's never directed anything worth a fuck. It's 88 minutes. It feels like it's about 3.5 hours long.
That it does.
And I can't find the budget or anything for either of these movies because Netflix is weird about the numbers right now. I don't know what's going on. But it's basically the short version of what this movie is about a magical camera. It's about a magical camera.
You heard that right.
That kills people that are in pictures taken by it.
Well, the camera doesn't kill people.
It's right, because that would be retarded. What really kills you is the spirit. Yeah, the spirit that lives in the camera.
Yeah.
Which makes more sense. It's more scientifically. It's more scientifically accurate. So yeah, look, this is one of the stupidest fucking movies I've ever watched. Like, bar none. It's terrible. Like, every aspect of this movie is terrible. The acting is terrible. The casting is terrible. It's supposed to be like set in high school, and all of the actors are like in their 30s. For some fucking reason. So that doesn't make any sense. The dialogue, like,
but to be fair, if you had told me that the lead girl that plays Bird, if you had told me she was 20, I probably would have believed it.
Yeah.
She looks relatively young.
But it's just a fact. Like, why are you going to hire? It's not because of their acting chops.
Oh, not at all.
Like, that's not why he did it. So, like, I don't understand. Like, just hire some fucking high school kids or hire some, like, 20-year-olds. Like, why would you do that? Hire 30-year-olds to play high school kids.
Maybe the budget didn't allow for, top-notch E-list celebrities.
Apparently the budget didn't allow for much of anything because for the first, I would say roughly 2/3 of the movie, it's nothing but jump scares with no payoff. And then when it is a kill, it like you get a glimpse of the creature and it's like shrouded in shadow or whatever. You get a glimpse. And then it cuts away from whatever the fuck happens, and then you just see the aftermath.
Well, I've said this a couple of times about a couple of movies in the past on this show. I cannot stand movies that are shot in the dark, right? Like, it's so dark you can't see anything. The opening scene is literally two girls sitting in this one girl's bedroom with the lights off, trying to look at a camera. Like, what the fuck is going on here? There's a light switch right there on the wall. Just flip it. And then all the scary shit goes away, right? At one point...
Can we talk about the opening scene where she wants to take a picture in lingerie for some dude. What the fuck?
Yeah, on a Polaroid.
On a Polaroid. She's like, I want it to be special.
Yeah.
What?
And then the other girl's like, doo. Oh, hang on just a second. And clearly has a fucking smartphone in her hand.
I went to high school. Girls snapped pictures of their vag on the regular, and they used a goddamn smartphone. Like, that's
Yeah. And an Instagram filter to make it not look like a fucking beat up roast beef sandwich.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So like, I just the whole movie it's dumb. It's like whoever wrote it had no, I don't know, common sense.
Creativeness.
Like at all, like the story of a camera killing the people in the picture. It was in a Goosebumps book.
Yeah.
Like,
This was from R.L. Stein.
yeah, and this is supposed to. I don't know. Like, and that's the thing. Like, you can't tell by the marketing. Like, who are they marketing to? Is this supposed to be towards kids? That's what I'm assuming. Like, this is supposed to be a young adult horror movie.
Yeah.
Like the same people that watch Twilight, I guess. This is worse than Twilight.
Way worse.
Like, I've seen Twilight and it's terrible, but like the chick, whatever her name is, compared to this girl, deserves a fucking Oscar.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Kristen Stewart cannot act.
No, like
something's wrong.
The acting in this movie is terrible. The script, the dialogue, these kids are saying shit that no kid would say. Like just the way they talk to each other. It's like, oh, this is clearly a fuck. Like, I don't know. It's just, I hated everything about this movie. I texted Heavy about 8 minutes in to watching it the first time, and I was like, dude, I'm 8 minutes in and I want to fucking turn it off.
Yeah.
Like this,
this movie took a lot of hard watching to watch.
Yeah, and there's no payoff.
Yeah.
And can we talk about the twist? There's 2 twists that, like, the first twist happens and you're like, okay, well, that's stupid, but I guess it works. And then they twist on top of that twist, and it's like, well, now it's just really
It's not
dumb.
even an M. Night Shyamalan twist.
It's worse.
It's not even a good twist.
Yeah.
Like, Shyamalan twists are pretty good. You got to admit, when you saw The Sixth Sense and that Shyamalan twist came in at the end, that the kid was dead, that's why he saw dead people, that was fucking, you didn't see that coming.
Yeah.
The Village, as hard as that movie was to watch, when they escaped the village and they got that twist that, like, yo, it's fucking 99 out here. What the hell's going on? Right? That's a twist. That's a hard one to deny.
No, I mean, he's definitely good at doing the twist, but he kind of is over reliant on them.
Oh yeah,
I think. But
like when you see a Shyamalan movie, you know it's coming, but it's really hard to predict what the fuck it actually is.
Yeah, and I think he's kind of pinned himself in a corner in that regard.
Yeah,
like,
absolutely.
That last movie, Glass. Did you see that?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I loved Unbreakable. Yeah. I thought Split was great, and then Glass was kind of like, eugh.
Yeah,
just because he had to throw a twist in, and the twist kind of like ruined the movie.
Split was actually really good.
Yeah, Split was great.
I thought Split was a really good movie.
But like when Glass started, and this is how shitty this movie is that we'd rather talk about other movies. But Glass, like when it started out and it was like, it's all in their head, I was like, well, that's super fucking interesting. That's super cool. If like these people have been like delusional, like that makes sense.
Their whole
and then
life.
It just undoes all of that and just fucks it all up.
Yeah.
But this movie sucks, guys. Like, don't watch it. Like, even if you've seen everything else on Netflix, like, just don't watch Netflix.
Yeah. So on the rating scale, I'm gonna give this a 1.5.
Oh, what's the 0.5 for?
The 0.5 is for. I was gonna give it a 2, right? Just because it is well shot, right? Even though it's shot in the dark a lot of the cinematography is there, right? Whoever was operating the cameras did a good job of what kind of turds they were fucking floating around in the punch bowl. But I'm taking a half a point off because at one point in the movie, right after the first scene, I guess the second scene, the sister or somebody comes in. They don't really define who the fuck it is, but the sister comes into the house and hears this, Polaroid camera winding up. And she goes in there, doesn't turn on a single light in the fucking house. Nothing. Walks upstairs into the pitch black dark and walks right past a fucking light switch. I'm like, dude, bitch, there's a fucking light switch right there. Turn it on, see what the fuck's going on. That's what normal people do. You know what the first thing I do when I come in the house is? Turn the goddamn lights on. You know why? Because if I gotta fucking kill something, I need to be able to see it.
Not to mention, if you're looking for something, if
Yeah.
you hear a sound, you need light.
Yeah, turn it on. That's what Steven does. Like, he makes sure you have power. That way you can turn your fucking lights on.
Yeah.
So anyways, I took a half a point away for that. So it gets a 1.5 from me.
It gets a 1 from me. I disagree about the cinematography being shot well. It's not shot well, in my opinion. Like, even like the people that are supposed to be in frame, they do a terrible job of that. It's a bunch of just like somebody's talking, so it pans over to whoever's talking, and then it quick cuts back to whoever else is supposed to be talking. And there's no like setting up a shot. There's none of that. The fucking action that's supposed to be in it happens off a screen. So like there's nothing to frame. It's like literally everything that is supposed to make a movie, this movie doesn't have.
Yeah.
That's why it's not a film. This
Look,
is just shit.
It's certainly no Velocipaster.
Yeah, but I gave Velocipaster a 0. And I stand by that rating. Velocipaster is worse than this movie, but Velocipaster was trying to be worse than this movie. This movie, I think, thinks that it's good, and that's just terrible. Because it's not. It's fucking shit.
Yeah. So I know we're a lot of us are going into quarantine phase, and there's going to be a lot of people at the house for a lot of time. If you happen to stumble upon this video looking for a recommendation on Polaroid, like literally do anything else.
Yeah, like jerk off.
Yeah. Again.
Like do anything else.
Yeah.
Like clean your room.
You know what has a better
work.
storyline? Brazzers pornography films.
100%. 100%. Like, and they're shot better.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like, this movie, if like you were talking like a porn equivalent of this movie, it would be like two people are getting ready to fuck, and then as soon as they're about to start fucking, the camera would just pan away. Yeah. And then all the fun stuff would happen off screen, and then it would pan back like as soon as they're getting dressed.
Kind of.
Like that's what this movie is for like an hour. And then the 20 minutes that you do see the creature, it looks like a fucking CG fucking video game monster. Like it doesn't even look good.
Yeah.
Movie sucks. Don't watch it.
Yep. So, you know, we got to keep it honest here, folks. That's how I feel about it. It's not good. So a 2.5 outside of Velocipaster. This took first place for the lowest. Would you rather watch this? Would you rather watch Polaroid again or What Lies Beneath again?
What Lies Beneath?
Really?
At least Michelle Pfeiffer is hot.
Okay, fair enough. Fair enough.
There's no redeeming quality to this movie.
Yeah.
Nothing. So, yeah, don't watch it.
All right, well, Spenser Confidential, however,
is a better movie.
It's well, I mean, it doesn't have very much standard to live up to.
Yeah, it couldn't be much worse.
Look,
honestly.
The fact that they were riding around in a fucking '89 Buick Regal this whole movie, that added additional points for me. Plus, I'm kind of a closet fan of Mark Wahlberg. I know he's not like, he's no Joaquin Phoenix when it comes to, or Heath Ledger when it comes to like immersing himself in a role. But in this role, he kind of just plays a cop that gets his ass kicked a lot, and then an ex-cop that gets his ass kicked a lot. So like, there's not really anything to study up on.
Yeah.
I think the guy who wound up, I forget his name, but the one that wound up being his roommate and his cohort in the photo there behind you.
Yeah,
Um,
his name is. Are you talking about his real name or the name
no,
in the
in the
movie?
movie,
Hawk?
Hawk.
Was it
I,
Hawk?
I think so.
I think it was Hawk.
Yeah. But that dude surprisingly was fucking hilarious. So there's some really good comedy in this movie. There's some pretty good action in this movie. There's a lot of hand to hand combat scenes in this movie. There's the stealing of an 18 wheeler and then crashing it through a bunch of cars in this movie. Um, you know, a lot of little one liner, kind of almost slapstick without the physical kind of thing comedy in this. I thought it was a great movie, man. And look, Steven and I are gonna probably disagree on this one a little bit, but like you also got to take into account Steven is more of a movie kind of, like I, I like that the shot's set up well and the cinematography's great and the acting was flawless and this, that, and the other. And I'm like the dumb guy that likes all the fucking blockbusters, right? I
It's all
think
subjective, man.
well, I agree. I agree. And we agree on a lot of stuff. Like, for instance, you thought Once Upon a Time in Hollywood was just a fantastic movie. I didn't think it was so much. I liked it, but it wasn't up my alley. This is kind of a shoot 'em up. It almost feels like Grand Theft Auto, right? It
Yeah.
almost feels like a video game that somebody was like, "Hey, we should take this run of this video game and turn it into a fucking movie." I thought it was a great movie, man. I thought it was great. I can't remember the guy who plays the former partner
Yeah,
to
I've seen him in
Spenser.
something.
He did a fantastic job playing a fucking bad guy.
Yeah.
You know,
There was a lot about this movie that I actually liked. There was one thing I really didn't like though, and that was
okay,
like the relationship between Mark Wahlberg and the roommate. It kind of just like they are like immediately become friends. Like I didn't get it. Like it started out and like he's like, "Who's this fucking dude in my room? Like, what's going on?" Like he's like, "Well, y'all are gonna be roommates." And then like 3 scenes later, they're friends. Like, well, when did that happen?
well,
Like, why? And in the course of the movie, when did they build up such a bond that like the roommate is willing to risk his life to help out Mark? Like, it's never shown.
yeah, but that
And so that's the one thing. Like, I felt like they really rushed that. It was just like they don't know each other now; they're best friends
yeah.
because they had to have that happen for the rest of the movie to
Well, they
happen.
didn't
I
really
guess.
have a choice because I mean they're going to be fucking roommates anyways, and a lot of that bond took place when even though Mark Wahlberg had that kind of animosity that like, hey motherfucker, you're in my bedroom kind of attitude at the beginning, right? He saw that his dog had accepted him. This dude had been taking care of the love of his life while he was away and they had formed a bond and then the dog comes back to Mark and then they go to the gym and he's like, hey, I want you to start teaching him how to throw a punch and he really he helps the guy in something he's passionate about. So I don't see how I don't think it was a huge stretch to think that these guys formed some kind of bond in a couple of quick scenes. Maybe not the kind that you take a bullet for, but this dude also sees the bullshit going on because he's got firsthand knowledge of the inside. You see what I'm saying?
It kind of like I kind of compared it to like Beverly Hills Cop a little
Yeah,
bit, and like like they take the time to establish those characters and like give them room to like fuck around with each other and it kind of builds a bond and then it's like okay I get it like that's why they're so close and willing to fucking die for each other that makes
yeah,
sense but in this movie it's like I mean I get it like it had to happen for the movie but it would have been cool if they actually established
but
the bond between
but
them.
here's my question: if that's really the worst thing about this movie, aren't you still in pretty good fucking territory?
Well, yeah, I mean, and that's my major gripe with the movie is that there are a couple other things I didn't necessarily like about the movie. Uh, the pacing was pretty good. I thought the pacing was pretty solid. Some of the action scenes, like especially like the hand to hand stuff, I'm not a fan of the quick editing.
Yeah.
Uh, I'm just not a fan of that. It doesn't need to be 15 different shots to throw a punch. You know, I'm not a fan of that. And it did have some of that, especially in the bathroom scene.
Oh yeah.
You know, it did a lot of quick cuts and shit. I don't like that. It's supposed to make you feel, I guess, adrenaline or whatever, or like it puts you in the scene, but it doesn't. It like I prefer an action scene if it's going to be a fight, like a John Wick style fucking fight scene, right?
Yeah.
Where the camera is pulled back, you've got a wide shot, you can establish where the people are at, and you see the fucking action happen.
Yeah.
You know, so
I don't
it's
have
just
to have that because I've been hemmed up in a fucking bar bathroom before, with two or three dudes, and it happens so quick. There ain't time for all that framing and shit. It's just a wham bam, thank you, ma'am, and I'm out the fucking door.
no, and I get
Like,
it. It's just personal preference, and
yeah,
like that's me. I just prefer if you're going to film an action scene to actually show the action. I don't need 19 cuts. Like I always go back to Taken 3
yeah,
with Liam Neeson. There's a scene where he jumps a fence, and there's like 9 different cuts for him to jump one fence. It's like one cut, and he's going over the fence, and then it cuts again to a different angle, and he's on top of the fence, and then it cuts again, and he's coming off of the fence, and it cuts again, and he's about to land, and then it cuts again, and he lands. It's like I'm pretty sure he jumped a fence,
yeah.
but I didn't fucking see it.
Yeah, but I'm not 100% sure.
Yeah, so I mean, I don't like that stuff. I wish that movies got away from that.
I just thought
But
it was hilarious how 90% of this movie he's walking around with a whipped ass, like a cut over his eye with a fucking butterfly stitch on it, and
yeah,
he's fucking bloody under his eye, and his nose is busted up, and like nobody ever addresses it in public. Like, ow, dude, what the fuck happened there?
yeah,
Like you walk around with that here, people are gonna stop you and be like, "Bro, you okay?"
yeah. I
So,
mean, it was an entertaining movie. I thought the girl that played his
oh, she was great, was
she
she?
was yeah, she was great.
She was phenomenal,
She was really good.
phenomenal.
And then I can't remember the old guy. I can't remember his name.
Yeah, he was good too.
I mean, the acting was pretty solid throughout the movie.
The fact that she pulls up in there with like the most murderous gang on the planet, she pulls up, she's like, "Fuck you, where's he at? Why are you fucking with this senile old man? He's got to take a piss. Y'all just leave him out here to fucking die. What is wrong with y'all? Fuck you.
Yeah,
Point that fucking machete somewhere else." Like
yeah,
she didn't give a fuck.
yeah. I thought it was a pretty good movie.
Yeah,
I didn't think it was great. I thought it was good.
I'm and I'm on the opposite on this one, man. I thought it was a great movie, dude. I thought it was a good, solid hour and 45 minute, 2 hour, whatever it was, runtime. I thought it paced well. It was really a solid storyline, and the fact that
Alan Arkin is the old guy's name.
okay, the fact that it starts off with him being a cop and going to jail, and they're like, "How do you plead to assaulting a police officer?" Guilty. Like no bones about it. Like 100% taking my lumps. This is what I did. Fuck you. I'll take my time. Right? And he went in and did his time. And then they had Post Malone in there, who's a little Aryan Brotherhood dude. I don't think they could have typecasted that better for anybody else.
No,
Like
he was perfect in that
he was
role.
perfect in that little role, and it wasn't a huge thing or nothing like that. But it was perfect that he was in there.
It was cool to see him in a movie.
Yeah,
I'm kind of a fan of Post Malone.
yeah. As am I. As am
Yeah.
I. I like old Posty. So, what do you give this one?
I'm gonna give this one 3.5
3.5. Okay,
because, like I said, I think it's good. I just don't think it's great.
look, a 3.5 is. That's nothing to shake a fucking stick at around here.
That's the same score I gave Joker.
Yeah, I mean, so you're putting it on par with what I thought was a really good movie. I'm gonna give it a 4. I'm gonna give it a 4.5. I'm gonna give it a 4.5, and I'll tell you why. because it's so much fun to watch. And anytime a gigantic fucking black dude, and I don't know how big this dude actually is, he's got to be 6'5", 6'6", something like that, stands up, walks through a fucking street, walks into a parking lot in broad daylight, pulls out his keys, and keys a 2020 Corvette just to have a big cat head on the side of it,
Yeah.
that's worth an extra half a point for me, right? So you don't fuck with cats. Yeah, rule number one of the internet: don't fuck with cats. So, there was a lot of other scenes that I thought was hilarious, like the scene where she sees him at the restaurant and comes in there and is like, "What are you doing? You don't call me? I got to find out from the guys at the fucking car wash." And then he's like, "You're so beautiful," and they immediately go into smashing on the scene. Like that shit's hilarious to me. So yeah, I think I'm all in at 4.5.
Well, I think that's a little high.
Well, yeah, I mean, you should have seen it coming, though. You should have seen it coming. So,
but still, an 8 out of 10 is not bad.
Yeah,
that averages out to a 4 from each of us, which I'm good with that. I think, like I said, I think it's a good movie. I just don't think it's great. It probably has a little bit of replay value.
Oh, it definitely
has replay. You can watch it a couple times. But like, I don't think this is like a cinematic masterpiece.
Yeah, but here's the thing: do you think you could watch this in 5 years, completely forget about it, watch it in 5 years, and still be entertained to a 3.5?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, then there you go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think it has some replay value. Yeah, for sure. I think as far as like a Netflix movie, it's one of the better ones.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you've got Irishman,
Six Underground.
Both of them, I would say, is better than this movie.
Polaroid was a Netflix original.
Yeah, this is better than Polaroid by about $1 million. This for me falls somewhere in the middle of like the Netflix films. I'd put Irishman above this. I'd put Six Underground above this. Six Underground, I definitely would put above this.
Oh, why am I showing fucking mouse cursor? I'm trying to look up. What we have.
So apparently, the chick that plays his love interest in the movie, apparently she's a comedian.
Well, that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, her name is Eliza Schlesinger. Schlesinger? I don't fucking know. But apparently she's a comedian. There's a couple people in chat saying she's funny as hell. Yeah, she was great in the fucking movie. I don't know if that was like one of her first roles or what, but she was great.
We've got a couple of new releases on Netflix, like right now. This one's a late 2019 release. So what do you want to do? You want to pick two more on the spot? You want to take suggestions? I say we take suggestions and then weed through them and figure out what's up.
Okay. I know that there's one thing that we could do if people would want us to.
Okay.
So with everything that's going on right now, a couple of the major movie peoples have decided to release movies that were supposed to be releasing in theaters. They're releasing them direct to digital to where you can rent them.
Okay.
So there's that new The Invisible Man that was supposed to be coming out in theaters.
Okay.
That's now released to where you can rent it.
Where at?
I think it's on all the major like Google Play Movies,
okay,
Amazon Prime, all that shit. You can rent it, or if you have a Fire Stick that's jailbroken or whatever, you can do it that way. But that could be an option if y'all wanted to see that, because I think to rent it, if like you go through the proper channels, is like $20.
Wow.
That's how they're trying to make some of their money back from not being able to release these movies in theaters, right?
Yeah.
So if we released one of those, or if we reviewed one of those, that way people know whether or not it's worth a fucking rental.
Okay. So pick a couple.
So like there's two that I know of. One is called Invisible Man. That's one of the new releases, and then the other one is called The Hunt. I don't know much about The Hunt. Invisible Man is apparently supposed to be pretty good.
The Hunt is the one where they're hunting people, right?
Right.
That's based on the what was it?
The Most Dangerous Game.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Dangerous Game.
I'm not reviewing Cats, Robert. It's not happening.
What about Cats?
The new Cats movie. Robert wants us to review Cats. I refuse.
Okay. So next week we're doing Invisible Man and Cats. Oh, Invisible Man and The Hunt.
Do you want to do both of the new ones?
Yeah, might as well.
Cool.
So
like I said, they're expensive is the only thing. Like $20 to rent it, which sucks. But at least if we review them.
So you can just send me $40 on PayPal. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, absolutely. 100%. Got you. But that way people will know whether or not they're worth a fucking rental before they spend $20. But the only downside is if we review it, we're going to probably give away spoilers, and then people aren't going to want to pay $20 to rent it anyway.
I think we can review it without spoiler alerts.
Yeah, we should be able to. So that we'll do that then. We'll do, what is it? The Hunt and Invisible Man. We'll do spoiler-free reviews on both of those. And that way you'll know whether or not to spend your hard-earned money during these times. Cats looks horrifying. It looks terrible. It's supposedly like the worst movie to be released of the past like 15 years.
What's wrong with it?
Dude, just watch the fucking trailer. Like it's CGI cats. It has Taylor Swift in it. And like James
You should be
Corden.
all in on it then.
No, I like old Taylor Swift.
Oh, okay.
Like before Taylor Swift became
social justice warrior Taylor Swift?
Yes. Jesus Christ. Go back to writing decent music, playing guitar.
First of all,
just being cool.
She didn't ever write decent music. Let's clear that fucking misnomer up.
Right Absolutely now. Wrong.
That's not wrong.
Absolutely wrong.
The only thing she ever wrote that was worth a fuck is the song that got ripped off and These Nuts got put into it. That was it.
No.
Yes.
No.
I'm sorry, dude. You're 100% wrong on this one.
He likes underage Taylor Swift.
There you go. All right. Well, on that note, we've got 2 movies for next week: The Hunt and Invisible Man. If I can find a way to stream it without paying for it, hit me up. I'll give that out, no problem. But if not, I'll be renting it just like the rest of you schmucks.
Yeah. So, and apparently, Invisible Man is worth a rental. Apparently, it's pretty good. So,
well, of course, that's what they're going to tell you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Fuckers. But yeah,
exactly.
We'll see. I'm kind of looking forward to it. The Hunt is apparently causing a bit of controversy.
Yeah, as it should.
Yeah.
It's like Island of Dr. Monroe shit.
Yeah. Chest hair saying he's got a way to watch
him. Okay. Good deal. Sweet. And I probably that was probably him emailing, nope, wrong again. Walmart and Bowtech Archery. Never shot a bow in my fucking life.
You're never too old to start.
Don't know how they got my email address, but, whatever. All right, well, that's it. We'll see you guys next week. Same time, same channel. 2 Guys in a Trailer out.
Later, guys.